All right, Scarlet Letter, Chapter 2. This is the fourth video of 9 videos. And we're going to start right here. All right, the door of the jail being flung open from within, there appeared in the first place like a black shadow emerging into sunshine, the grim and grisly presence of the town beadle. So basically that's just kind of like he's kind of like the mayor. This guy's like the mayor and also kind of like the sheriff at the same time, with a sword by his side and a staff of office in his hand. This personage prefigured and represented in his aspect the whole dismal severity of the Puritanic code of law, which it was his business to administer in its final and closest applications to the offender. Stretching forth the official staff in his left hand, he laid his right upon the shoulder of a young woman, which is Hester Prynne, whom he thus drew forward, until on the threshold of the prison door she repelled him by an action marked with natural dignity and force of character, and stepped into the open air as if by her own free will. She bore in her arms a child, a baby of some 3 months old, who winked and turned aside its little face from the too vivid light of day, because its existence heretofore had brought it acquainted only with the grey twilight of a dungeon, or other darksome apartment of the prison. All right, so we see this judge or the sheriff dragging this woman out of the jail, and see how she responds. Look, what does she do? And she repelled him, right? And then as if by her own free will. What do you think that really says about Hester Prynne, right? She repelled the sheriff, and also she wanted to go out on her own. So this says two things. One, she doesn't want to be controlled by society. She wants to be her own person. And two, she shows you that she's a very strong-willed person, a very strong woman. Okay? All right. When the young woman, the mother of this child... Oh, secondly, let's go back. Sorry. And she's also carrying a baby, right? And this is going to be very important. When the young woman, the mother of this child, stood fully revealed before the crowd, it seemed to be her first impulse to clasp the infant closely to her bosom, not so much of an impulse of motherly affection as that she might thereby conceal a certain token, which was wrought or fastened into her dress. So basically, she's using this child, right? She's using this child to cover up this token or this symbol that she's wearing. In a moment, however, wisely judging that one token of her shame, but poorly served to hide another. So her baby is actually a token of her shame, and it hides another. So remember, when we talk about symbols, you know, the symbols could be a lot of things, and so this baby in itself is a symbol of her shame. She took the baby on her arm, and with a burning blush, and yet a haughty smile, and a glance that would not be abashed, looked around at her townspeople and neighbors. On the breast of her gown, in fine red cloth, surrounded with an elaborate embroidery and fantastic flourishes of gold thread, appeared the letter A. It was so artistically done, and with so much fertility and gorgeous luxuriance of fancy, that it had all the effects of a last and fitting decoration to the apparel which she wore, and which was of a splendor in accordance with the taste of the age, but greatly beyond what was allowed by the sumptuary regulations of the colony. So this is a very fancy, very showy letter, and it was a little bit more than that was normal at that time for the Puritans. Okay, so this ends video number 4.